Hello everyone, I'm Francisco Iniesto from UNED, and we are going to see today Open Education for Equity, Diversity and Inclusion in Digital Education. The definition of Open Education by Dos Santos and colleagues is a way of carrying out education, often using digital technologies. It aims to widen access and participation for everyone by removing barriers and making learning accessible, abundant, and customizable for all. It offers multiple ways of teaching and learning, building and sharing knowledge. It also provides a variety of access routes for formal and non-formal education and connects. Open education is a movement aimed at making education more accessible, flexible, and collaborative. It leverages digital technologies to provide free and open access to highly quality educational resources, such as textbooks, courses, and research materials. This approach democratizes learning by removing financial and geographical barriers, allowing anyone with internet access to benefit from educational opportunities. Open education also encourages innovation and collaboration among educators and learners, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and shared knowledge. By promoting inclusivity and adaptability, open education has the potential to transform traditional educational systems and create more equitable learning environments. Open educational resources, OER, are teaching, learning, and research materials that are freely available for anyone to use, modify, and distribute. These resources can include textbooks, course materials, lecture notes, assignments, tests, projects, audio, video, and any other tool or materials used to support access to knowledge, which in most cases are in a digital format. OER are typically released under an open license, such as Creative Commons, which allows users to legally and freely copy, use, adapt, and reshare them. The goal of OER is to enhance educational access and quality by reducing costs and promoting innovative teaching and learning practices. The 5 R's of open educational resources define the permissions that make a resource truly open. These permissions allow users to retain the right to make, own, and control copies of the content, for example, download, duplicate, store, and manage. Reuse, the right to use the content in a variety of ways, for example in a class, a website, or in a video. Revise, the right to adapt, adjust, modify, or alter the content itself, for example translate the content into another language. Remix, the right to combine the original and revised content with other open content to create something new, for example incorporate the content into mashup. Redistribute, the right to share copies of the original content by revision your remixes with others. For example, give a copy of the content to a friend. These permissions ensure that OERs can be freely used and adapted to meet diverse educational needs. Open education offers several significant benefits. Availability, make learning materials available to a wider audience, regardless of geographical location and financial constraints. This democratizes education, allowing anyone with internet access to learn from high-quality resources. Flexibility. Learners can access and engage with open educational materials at their own pace, at their own schedule. This flexibility is particularly beneficial for those who have time constraints. Collaboration and innovation. Open education encourages collaboration among educators and learners by sharing resources and ideas freely. It fosters a culture of innovation and continuous improvement in teaching and learning practices. Cost savings. OER are freely available, reducing or eliminating the cost of textbooks and other educational materials for students. This can significantly lower the financial barriers to education. Customization and adaptability. Educators can modify and adapt OER to fit their specific teaching needs and the learning styles of their students. This flexibility allows for more personalized and effective teaching methods. OER and open education offer several key benefits for lifelong learning. Continuous access to up-to-date information. OER provides learners with free and ongoing access to the latest educational materials and resources. This ensures that individuals can stay current with new developments and advancements in their fields of interest or profession, supporting continuous learning and skills development. Self-paced learning. Lifelong learners can access OER at any time and from anywhere, allowing them to learn at their own pace and according to their own schedules. This flexibility is particularly valuable for adults balancing work, family, and other responsibilities. Cost-effective learning. OER eliminates the financial barriers associated with traditional educational resources, such as textbooks and course fees, by providing free access to high-quality materials. OER make lifelong learning more affordable and accessible to a broader audience. Open education and implementation of open educational resources in Europe has seen significant progress and faced unique challenges. A recent report from Spark Europe highlights the growing adoption of open education and OER across European higher educational institutions. Libraries play a central role in this movement, despite facing challenges such as resource constraints and institutional resistance. Collaboration, both national and international, is crucial for advancing open education. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the use of OER in many institutions. Research in Europe has found that while some faculty members were hesitant to adopt OER, plenty did find them valuable, especially during emergency remote teaching. It is important to emphasize the need of greater capacity building and institutional support to promote OER post-pandemic. The European Union has been working on policy recommendations to create an open education ecosystem across member states. This involves a multi-stakeholder approach to support open education through systemic policies. We are now going to detail three key definitions embraced by openness and open education. Equity refers to the principle of fairness and justice in the way people are treated. It involves recognizing and addressing the unique needs, circumstances, and barriers faced by individuals or groups to ensure that everyone has equal opportunities to succeed. Unlike equality, which aims to treat everyone the same, equity focuses on providing the necessary resources and support to achieve fair outcomes for all. This might involve different levels of assistance or accommodations to ensure that everyone can reach their full potential. In essence, while equality is about uniformity, equity is about fairness and justice. For example, in education, equality would mean giving all students the same textbook, while equity would mean providing additional support to students who need it to ensure they can achieve the same level of understanding. An example of equity in digital education is providing students with the necessary technology and support to ensure they can fully participate in online learning. For instance, a school might implement a program to distribute laptops and provide internet access to students from low-income families. Additionally, the school could offer training sessions for both students and parents on how to use digital tools effectively. This approach ensures that all students, regardless of their socioeconomic background, have the resources and skills needed to succeed in a digital learning environment. Diversity refers to the presence of differences within a given setting, encompassing a wide range of characteristics such as race, ethnicity, gender, age, sexual orientation, disability, socioeconomic status, religion, and cultural background. It involves recognizing, valuing, and respecting these differences to create an inclusive environment where everyone feels valued and can contribute their unique perspective and experiences. Diversity enriches communities, organizations, and educational settings by fostering creativity, innovation, and broader understanding of the world. An example of diversity in digital education is incorporating a wide range of perspectives and experiences into the curriculum and learning materials. For instance, an online course might include case studies, readings, multimedia content from diverse authors and cultures. Additionally, the course could feature guest lecturers or interviews with experts from various backgrounds to provide students with a broader understanding of the subject matter. This approach ensures that students are exposed to different viewpoints and experiences, fostering a more inclusive and enriching learning environment. Inclusion is the practice of ensuring that all individuals, regardless of their background, identity, or abilities, feel valued, respected, and have access to opportunities and resources. It involves creating environments where everyone can participate fully and feel a sense of belonging. Inclusion goes beyond simply tolerating differences. It actively embraces and celebrates diversity, fostering a culture where diverse perspectives and experiences are not only accepted but are seen as strengths. An example of inclusion in digital education is designing online courses that accommodate diverse learning needs and preferences. For instance, an online course might offer materials in multiple formats, such as video lectures with captions, audio recordings, and text transcripts. Additionally, the course could include interactive elements like discussion forums and group projects to ensure that all students, regardless of their learning style or abilities, can engage with the content and participate fully. This approach ensures that every student feels valued and supported, creating a more inclusive and effective learning environment. Literature provides us with several suggestions to foster EDI in open education. Understanding the distinction between equity and equality is crucial in open education to support those who need it most. Equity involves recognizing and addressing barriers that might be intergenerational and historically rooted. It requires openness to criticism, equal preparation and participation, and fostering ownership to deepen open practices. Recommendations for institutions and educators include enhancing online classrooms through critical social education, focusing on learning space, student empowerment, and equitable knowledge creation. Educational projects should prioritize educational equity and openness, using robust design methods to address access and use concerns. Faculty should consider adopting open textbooks with support from institutional designers and libraries for offering professional development. Recommendations for students involved including students in OER development to shift power dynamics and give voice to minoritized groups, ensuring textbooks are affordable to avoid negative impacts on minority students, and adapting OER to meet the specific needs of students in different institutions and countries, considering local contents and infrastructure limitations. Those recommendations aim to create a more equitable and inclusive open education environment. Diversity should not be limited to culture, race, ability, reproductive status, health, criminal record, class, or appearance. It is important to acknowledge the range of contexts underpinning diversity and the limitations of people's understanding of diversity to take appropriate actions. For example, open educational communities should run diversity assessments to further understand and support their members and stakeholders. The value for incorporating examples of diversity into OER and the ability of OER in other languages accelerate the adoption process and cultural relevance. Institutional policies are crucial for promoting the inclusive and effective adoption of OER. Educational institutions should develop policies to raise OER awareness and address intellectual property and quality assurance issues. Inclusive open practices should consider marginalized voices, provide a sense of belonging, and promote justice. Specific suggestions include fostering environments that respect student privacy and autonomy, creating safe and welcoming learning environments, adopting universal design for learning frameworks, and using appropriate user-friendly language. Video production should focus on creating inclusive spaces, harnessing students' knowledge and being reflective of educational identities. Co-creation involves postgraduate students assisting academics in making OER socially inclusive and noting relevance, helping with translations and analyze OER materials on open platforms. The GoGN guidelines for EDI in open education offer a comprehensive set of guidelines for higher education institutions, individuals, and networks. Focusing on the EDI guidelines for higher education institutions, we need to consider raise awareness about EDI concepts internally and within their leadership team, understand and recognize the value of working collaboratively and openly, develop small but actionable elements for the development of EDI in short and long terms, develop a diversified measurement of success in addition to existing metrics, understand, identify, and remove structural barriers to collaboration, including technology and digital infrastructures, develop strategies to use effectively existing resources, including experts, content, infrastructure, etc., and ready available to meet institutional needs. Implementing equity, diversity, and inclusion in digital education and lifelong learning offers several key benefits. Enhance learning outcomes by addressing diverse learning needs and providing equitable access to resources. EDI practices help ensure that all learners can achieve their full potential. This leads to improved academic performance and better overall learning outcomes. Broader perspective and innovation, a diverse learning environment brings together individuals with different backgrounds, experiences, and viewpoints. This diversity fosters creativity, critical thinking, and innovation, enriching the learning experience for everyone involved. Increase engagement and retention. Inclusive practices create a sense of belonging and respect among learners. When students feel valued and included, they are more likely to engage actively in their education and persist in their learning journeys. Preparation for global workforce. EDI in digital education prepares learners to work in diverse and multicultural environments. By developing cultural competence and empathy, learners are better equipped to collaborate effectively in a globalized world. Social and economic equity. Promoting EDI in education helps to reduce disparities and create more equitable opportunities for all individuals. This contributes to social mobility and economic inclusion, benefiting society as a whole. Thank you for listening. Here you can find a set of references and further readings. We highly recommend to have a look to the definitions and further examples of open education and EDI practices included in these references.